As soon as one of his daughters arrives, the father who hired a woman to pretend to be homeless hands her some money and hides. When Kairi, the first daughter, arrives home, the woman calls, "Hey lady?" And she replies, "What was you dirty, what are you talking to me?" The woman sitting on the floor replies, "Is this money lying here on the floor yours? It must have fallen out of your bag." Kairi, picking up all the money from the floor and putting it in her purse, replied, "Of course it's mine." Not liking her attitude, who is treating her badly, the woman comments, "What's beautiful about you is also arrogant." Kairi looks back at her and says, "I don't even know why you're talking to me until now, I don't talk to beggars." After the first daughter enters, the two make disapproving faces, and the father crosses her name off his notes. Then they repeat the same process and prepare to test the second daughter. When Alana arrives, the woman comments, "Wow, what an elegant girl," and she asks, "Hi. Are you talking to me? Who gave you this permission?" The woman says it's up to her and praises her again, but Alana impatiently says, "I didn't ask you anything, now go mind your own business." Alana is about to enter the house when the woman calls her again and she asks, "What is it this time?" The woman then shows a very beautiful watch lying on the floor and asks if it's hers. Alana goes down and picks up the watch, saying it's hers, and the woman asks if she won't thank her for the notice. At that time Alana says she forgot that detail and then opens the water bottle, but different from what the woman thought, Alana didn't offer her water, but soaked it all with the water from the bottle. The woman, in disbelief, asks, "Why did you do that?" "I didn't do anything bad to you, I only praised you." As Alana enters, she replies that the woman needed to take a shower. After Alana enters, the woman looks at the girl's father and says, "She's boss." That didn't work either, and the boy also crosses out the second daughter's name. A little later, Daniessa, the third daughter, arrives with a cake in her hands, and the woman asks, "Hey girl, do you have any money to help me?" Daniessa looks for money, but says that unfortunately she doesn't have any money there, but if she had it, she would certainly give it. The woman thanks her and says that everything is fine. Without her seeing it, the woman puts a bracelet on the floor and calls it. She asks what happened and the woman says, "Look, lady, this bracelet just fell here on the floor, is it yours?" She bends down to take a look and the woman says, "It's silver and seems to be branded too. For the price it must have been, I think it's hers." Daniessa replies that that bracelet really seems to be very expensive, but that she doesn't usually wear expensive items, and asks the woman, "Is it not hers?" The woman laughs and says, "Lady, look at my situation, I would never have a bracelet like that, but you can keep it." Daniessa says she cannot keep that bracelet and asks the woman to keep it with her in case someone comes looking and seeing the woman's situation. Daniessa says, "I don't have any money here with me, but I have this cake I just bought, you accept it?" The very happy woman accepts and thanks, "Thank you very much, I'm very hungry, you are very kind lady." Daniessa is happy that she accepted and says goodbye. As soon as she leaves, the woman says, "This is the only good one, she even gave me a cake." Then she turns to the boss and says that daughter is approved. The father circles Daniessa's name and the woman is happy that she still got the cake. Later, a young man who is entering the meeting room accidentally trips and falls to the floor. Kairi and Alana start to laugh at him and question how their father had the courage to hire that kind of good-for-nothing people. Joel apologizes and says he's going to continue the meeting. A worried Daniessa asks if he was hurt. He replies that just a little, but that it can continue. Joel sits down and Alana tells him to speak soon, as he is scheduled to go out with his friends, and he can't stay there all day. Joel starts talking. "Well then, let's get down to business. Your father asked you to come here, because I was responsible for informing you of your decision on the division of assets. I hope you are prepared for the great emotions contained here." Kairi excitedly says, "Now I'm finally going to have more money," and Alana then says, "I bet there's a lot of good things for me." That's right, Daniessa, who is in the middle, looks at them and remembers, you just can't forget that our father is alive and you shouldn't be happy about that kind of thing. Joel explains again and says, your father chose a very different division method. Inside each of these boxes, there is an object that represents the part that each one will have an inheritance. The boxes are in order and you can open them now. The first to open is Kyuri, who finds a terrestrial globe, and Joel explains, from now on you will take over all of your father's companies that are scattered around the world. Kyuri is very happy, thinking about how much money she will have. It's Danielle's turn, and when she opens it she finds toy cars, so Joel explains, as you know, your father is a great collector of cars, and these toys represent the more than 400 cars that he has valued at more than 800 million real. From now on all these cars are in her possession. She says okay, and it's Alana's turn to open the box. When she opens it, she finds a pot and a dog collar and doesn't believe that this is possible, so Joel explains, so Alana, you know the great affection that your father has for Alfredo, and now he has passed the responsibility of taking care of the dog to you. I know it may seem like a small thing, but for your father it is not. This is a great responsibility. Alana doesn't accept it and starts to pull the terrestrial globe from Kyuri's hands, and the two start to fight for ownership of the companies. Danielle will try to separate them, but she can't. Kyuri stops fighting and proposes, let's solve this in a more mature way. When questioned by Alana about how they would do it, she says, let's play rock, paper, scissors. The two start drawing lots, but before they can decide, Danielle interrupts and says, I have a better solution. Alana, you can keep the cars and I'll keep Alfredo. I don't insist on having all of that. Alana looks at her and says, well, finally, at least once in your life you were aware of knowing that you would have no capacity to manage all of this. Soon after, Joel comes back and asks if they've managed to resolve it. All together say yes, and he asks if they're sure of that decision, so Alana replies, we all answered you, didn't you hear? He apologizes and says he's going to call their father to sign the papers. They come back quickly, and as soon as they enter the room, Danielle gets up happy to go hug him. Then Kyuri asks him to explain what is happening, and Alana also questions why she was left alone with the cars. The father starts to talk. Don't worry, I'll explain. In fact, I'm very upset with two people here. Alana asks what do you mean he's upset, and he replies, it's no use making that face that you know very well what I'm talking about. But she replies that she doesn't know, and then he asks, that watch on your arm? Is he yours by any chance? Alana continues, pretending not to understand, says it's hers, and asks her father if he liked it. The father says he took the test with them and that watch was on the floor. She replies that the find is not stolen, and the father says no, it was this education that he gave to his daughters, and that what she did is theft. Kyuri looks at her and says, it's just like you to keep taking what's not yours, incompetent. The father interrupts her and says, funny any Kyuri, who are you to talk about your sister like that? You did the same thing as her, they are the same. Kyuri pretends not to understand and says that she didn't take any watch. Her father agrees, saying, not the watch, but you took the money. I saw everything, and I know that the money is in your purse. If you want, I can help you look for it. Goes to open her purse. Kyuri starts to explain, saying that the money was on the floor and she took it just to keep it, but if the owner appeared she would return it. The father replies that he only knows that she and her sister are two thieves, and Alana laughs at Kyuri for making fun of her and doing the same. After that, the father says, the only person who passed the test and made me very proud was Danielle. She did learn everything I taught her. Kyuri with envy says, now ready, she is the favorite of the mother, the father, of everyone. Alana keeps talking, she's a sister, we were born into the wrong family, nobody likes us. The father, listening to this, explains, the fact is not that we don't like you, but that I am very disappointed with the attitude of the two of you, which is why, as of today, your credit card is blocked. At that time, the two despair and Alana asks, how are we going to do our nails? Our travels? Kyrie also says that she had already agreed with her friends to go out and doesn't know what to do. The father tells Alana to go sell the watch if she wants money to get her nails done, and Kyrie takes the money that is inside her purse, money that will be the last that she will have in his hands. After that, he takes advantage of the fact that they are all together and says, "I want to present something to you. My congratulations, Daniessa, from today you will take care of and be the owner of all my assets." Alana says it's not fair, and Kyrie also agrees that Daniessa doesn't deserve all that, but her father says they don't have to accept anything there, because he built all that and the only person there who has the ability to leverage the business is to Daniessa. The two get angry and Kyrie calls Alana to leave. After the sisters leave, Daniessa says he'll do his best, and the father replies, "I know that, and that's why you were chosen. I'm very proud of you." The two give a hug. She thanks him for the opportunity. The father once again expresses his pride in the humble and honest woman she has become, and she replies that she only followed his example,